Again, not making this video to call anybody out. I'm just hoping that you guys see this video and don't ask me anymore. What's up, idols? It's Cece Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm doing this because of the abundance of DMs I've been getting asking the same question. I've been in Korea since Tuesday. It's Friday now, and a lot of people have been DMing me on Instagram. Follow me there. I post a lot of my day-to-day life in Korea, in London. I'll be in Japan soon on my stories and stuff. Follow me on TikTok. Check out the stuff I post there. Anyway, I've been getting a lot of DMs asking kind of the same questions like, oh, now that you're back in Korea, are you going to be working with so-and-so again on YouTube? And I thought I'd make this video just not to call anybody out. Like, again, like I've never been that type of channel. I don't like to start drama, call people out. It's definitely not about that. I'm doing this, the window's open, sorry. I'm doing this so hopefully I won't be getting these questions over and over again. I've only worked with like less than 10 other YouTubers before. One girl I still talk to pretty frequently. She's very nice, very sweet. Hopefully we're gonna hang out again soon. This video is gonna be about two friendships, how they kind of fell apart, and I still don't understand what happened. But yeah, this started in like 2020, and again, I never brought it up because it's not really relevant. I'm not that let's start drama type of girl. I'm doing this because the DMs are kind of getting repetitive. So in 2020, I asked a YouTuber that I worked with before for a shout out because her channel was bigger than mine. I asked her for a shout out and I thought, you know, I didn't think much of it. If she didn't want to, she could have said no. Instead, she left me on red. And the reason I didn't think much about that, because you guys know my friend Bria, for example. I do random shout outs for her Instagram, her YouTube. I talk about that all the time because she's my friend and I want to be supportive. So I didn't really think much of it. So when she didn't respond, I was like, okay, I guess she doesn't want to give me a shout out, and that's totally fine. So then, you guys know 2020 is like the first year I was not in Korea. COVID happened, lockdown, and you can see like my videos in 2018, my videos in 2019, I was out vlogging, I was with friends and with people. All in 2020, I did every video by myself except one with my mom and one with the guy I was talking to at the time. So I was like totally isolated and by myself. Keep that in mind for later in the story. Bria, bless her, she didn't know the situation, like what it would take for a foreigner to go to Korea at the time. And she told me, oh, well, as long as you have a permanent Korean address, you'll be able to come and stay with me. Like her address would be the permanent Korean address. So she said, oh, you can stay with me. You don't have to worry about like paying for quarantine or anything, which was amazing because at the time, quarantine costs ranged from like $1,200 to like $2,000 USD. So if I could bypass that and just worry about a flight and my negative PCR test, that could have saved me a lot of money. So I'm in my mind from September throughout the rest of 2020 thinking, all right, I'm being Korea soon, I'm going back. And something told me to check with like the embassy. Something told me to double check. So I looked it up and found out that if you're on a short-term visa, no matter what your living situation is, if you're on a short-term visa at the time in 2020, you have to pay for the government quarantine. So I was like, shit, I'm really gonna have to come up with like $1,500. So I was posting that on my story. And another YouTuber, like this video is about two different YouTubers that we don't talk anymore. She was like, oh, hey, I see that she like DM'd me. She said, I see you're trying to raise money. Why don't you, she was trying, oh my God. Sorry, y'all, I had to change locations. The taxi drivers outside and the ajishis and people screaming during karaoke is too loud, so sorry. Where were we? So I'm posting all that on Instagram. It's like December 2020. I'm like, oh no, like I really wanted to go back to Korea in January. How am I gonna do this? So a YouTuber that I'm no longer talking to, like she picked this fight with me. Honestly, it came out of nowhere. I was just like, wait girl, we were just cool. Like what's going on? Anyway, so she messaged me. I was like, hey girl, I see you're trying to raise some money for your trip. Here's what you should do. And she was trying to tell me that I should sell something for like the company she works for. And I said I wasn't interested in that, but you know, I'll keep you posted on if I can make it or not. She said, cool, like let me know when you get here because we can set you up with other YouTubers. We can do some videos together, all that good stuff. And I said something like, I don't like when it's so transactional. And I guess that might have offended her. What I meant by that was, I don't like to meet up with someone just to make a YouTube video. Like if we hit it off and we happen to get along well and make a video, that's fine. But if I meet up with you, don't know anything about you, we're just doing this just for YouTube, I don't really like that. So that's what I meant by it being transactional. So then I didn't hear from her for a few weeks. So I was able to get the money together, thank God. And I'm posting about my trip, like, oh, I just got my negative COVID test. Oh my God, I got the money for quarantine. I got the money for my flight. I'm really excited. So then there was this YouTuber named D'Angelo Wallace that I love. I really like him. He calls out a lot of people, and rightfully so. And he did a video about like how all through 2020 there were TikTokers and YouTubers and influencers who were going to all these parties, island hopping and traveling, and he was saying how they were part of the problem. And I agree, fully agree. This girl, she posted on her story about that video, and she was saying it's so weird how people are traveling for, what did she say? She said it's so weird how people are traveling for content, people are traveling in the time of a pandemic, and just going from country to country and traveling right now is so irresponsible and selfish and all that stuff. So me, being a person that's about to go to Korea and someone she was just excited to see and like, oh, let me know when you get here, I was like, hey, you know, I do just want to say something real quick. And I DM'd her. I said, you know, like, depending on where you're going, it may or may not be like safer than where you are at the moment. Like for me, I was in America, and that's when COVID was booming in January 2021 and December 2020. It was just going up, 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 up. And then going to a place in Korea where it was like really, really low. You have to quarantine for 14 days. You have to have a negative PCR test to get on the plane. And then you have to test negative throughout your quarantine before you can interact with people. There's literally no risk to the public because of your presence. You know what I mean? So that was a very safe, low risk situation. And that's what I was saying to her. And then she said, call it what you want, whatever you have to tell yourself to make you feel better. I'll show you the message because I think I still have that DM. I'm gonna block out her name, but I still have the messages here. And I was like, who said anything about traveling for content? Like, yeah, I do like to vlog and do videos in Korea, but after spending all of 2020 by my damn self, I was really excited to see my friends, like Bria. I'm watching their stories how in Korea life was all but normal. Like COVID cases were so low, people wore their masks. They were able to have it under control, and I was envious of that. I've spent all of 2020 by myself in my room. That was very depressing. I very rarely went out, and when I did go out, it was like on a drive with the guy I was talking to at the time. We went to the beach maybe once or twice a month. Other than that, I stayed in my room by myself. So for her to tell me that I was being irresponsible and I was making people want to do bad things, I spent all of 2020 doing the right thing. I always wore my mask. I still always wear my mask, even though it's 2022 and a lot of people don't and a lot of those restrictions are gone. You will never catch me without my mask. That's why I've never had COVID. I don't know how I've made it this far COVID free, knock on wood, but somehow I've done it. That came out of nowhere. Keep in mind, this is the same girl who was just telling me, oh, let me know when you get here, and trying to help me fund my trip. Like, oh, you can sell this stuff for my company and then you'll be able to get the money to come. Let me know when you get here. We can do videos together. So to see that, and then a few weeks later, she's like, oh, you're cringy traveling for content. You're part of the problem. You're irresponsible. It's so selfish. So that was the end of us. Me and her have not talked since then, but she's relevant to the initial YouTuber I mentioned with the whole shout out thing. So, you know, I'm going back to Korea, and I was messaging people that I knew in Korea like, hey, I'll be there, like, I hope we can hang out soon. And the girl who I asked for the shout out responded. She said, oh my God, that's so awesome. Let me know when you get here and whatever. So then I was there, finished quarantine, and I messaged her and said, hey, you know, free, like, I would love to hang out. And then she said, oh my God, that would be awesome. Let me know what you want to do. And I was like, honestly, I don't really have any idea. And then she said, oh, how about we make some videos? And I was just like, well, I meant more like hanging out together, but sure, we can do some videos. So she asked me like if I needed her help with a video of mine, and actually I was like, well, since you brought it up, because I really thought we would just go out to eat or something. She did mention curry, but I'm not the biggest curry fan, so I didn't really want that. She's okay, I'll let you know if something else comes up. So then we switched and started talking about videos. I said, oh, well, I'm actually doing this video about dating in Korea for foreigners versus like native Korean people. And then she said, oh, she doesn't want to do videos about dating anymore. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then she said, I'll let you know like if something else comes up. And I was like, okay, cool, like, be in touch. So then a few weeks after that, she posted a picture with like a really big stuffed teddy bear. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cute. Where is that? She left me on red. I was just like, huh, okay. So then a few weeks after that, I see her doing a video with this other girl that is the one that was beefing with me, telling me I was selfish for going to Korea in a time of a pandemic. You know, I did so very safely. I spent all of 2020 following all of the rules, not seeing nobody, not going nowhere, wearing my mask. They did a video together about dating in Korea. I thought that was funny. So I messaged the girl I asked the shout out for, and I said, oh, I thought you didn't want to do content about dating anymore. And then she got so offended. She said, you don't tell me who I can and can't work with. I was like, I didn't say you couldn't. I was just asking a question. Because when I said, oh, maybe you could help me with this video about dating in Korea for foreigners versus Koreans, you said you didn't want to do videos about dating anymore. So to see her do a video about dating with someone else, I was just like, oh, like 2-3 weeks after we had that conversation. So I was like, okay, you know, maybe she changed her mind. I don't know. But she said, you're just mad of who I did the video with. And I was like, I don't care. But one thing that did let me know is, oh, that must mean that she told her that we were beefing, because I didn't tell anybody about this at this point. It was no need to. Friendships come and go. Not everything is, you know, need for tea or drama. So I just, whatever, it is what it is. I didn't tell anybody about that except maybe my mom. I was like, Mom, what is this? Like, what happened? Why is she mad at me? So yeah, that let me know that she must have been talking, they must have been talking about me, because like, why else would she assume that I was mad because of who she chose to do the video with? I didn't care. I was just wondering, oh, so you do want to do like content about dating, you just didn't want to do it with me. And then she snapped and said, well, you're too negative. All your videos are so negative, so I didn't want to do that with you. First of all, I was like, well, you know, you could have just said that. You could have just been totally honest. Honesty is the best policy. But on top of that, how are my videos negative when all I'm doing is talking about what reality is like for me? Like, I'm not making stuff up. I can't control the bad or unfortunate dating experiences that have happened to me. I'm just telling y'all about it. So if that's me being too negative, wow. You know, on my channel, I talk about the bad dating. I talk about the cute kids. I talk about how safe I feel here. I talk about all the fun stuff to do, how affordable it is here. I talk about the good and the bad. So to be told that I'm being too negative and that's why you didn't want to work with me, I thought that was interesting. When, you know, instead of lying and just saying, you could have just said that, like, that's totally fine. You know, some people do, like, I have had like sponsorships and potential collaborations tell me that, oh, you know, we kind of want someone who's a bit more positive about Korea to work with. I just choose to talk about what it's like. You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna make it seem like everything is rainbows and unicorns, but it's also not the depths of hell either. It's good and it's bad. So I share the good and I share the bad. So after that, she said, I can't be friends with someone so toxic or whatever. And she said, and you were just asking me for a shout out 2 weeks ago. That was weird. I was like, that was last summer. Like, that was like maybe July of 2020. At this point, it's like April of 2021. So that was weird. I was like, you know, it was just a shout out. You really didn't have to. Like I said, with my friends, you know, it's not really a big deal to mention them every now and again. I talk about Brie all the time. She's one of my besties. I don't have that many like friends, like actual close friends. So when she's doing her YouTube and needs advice or wants me to share something, I don't mind doing it. What is the freaking harm? Even people who follow me, they were like, hey, can you like post this? Can you share this? I don't mind. As long as it's not like a scam. I'm not gonna partake in anybody's scam or anything. So yeah, that was the last time we talked. She like removed me from her friend list. I still don't fully understand what happened, but yeah, these are two YouTubers that I don't work with or talk with anymore. And a lot of people keep asking me if I'm gonna work with them again. And like, oh, now that you're back in Korea, are they gonna be on your channel again? We missed these videos you did with them. But no, that's not gonna happen. I'm, again, not making this video to call anybody out. I'm not naming anybody. There's no point to that. I'm just hoping that you guys see this video and don't ask me anymore. And then one of the girls is even pretending she has no idea who I even was. Like, so in my Discord chat, it popped up. Someone said, oh, Isis talks about this on her videos too. And then she said, who's that? Like, we weren't friends. Like, we didn't hang out a few times. Like, we didn't do a few videos together. So apparently now she has no idea who I am. Thought that was interesting. So I don't really work with too many other YouTubers. Like, I don't really have a problem with it so much. It's just, I don't like when people want to meet just to make content. Like, it's fun, like vlogging a day with your actual friends, or like if somebody knows something and has more information on something you can't provide and you can meet for that maybe, but to meet just to come up with and collaborate with an idea, oh, let's make something, let's make a video, I don't know you, you don't know me, but let's do it because the numbers work. And I don't like the fakeness of it all. And on speaking of like, well, fake, sorry, it is what it is. Remember in that video I told you guys about, oh, watch this before I get sued and have to delete it. The YouTuber I was talking about, one of them, who said, oh my god, this person is so fake from this company, they're so weird, they make me uncomfortable. And I thought we were on the same page with that, and I haven't worked with that company since, but this girl still works with them. And when I saw that she was still doing videos with them, I was like, oh, I thought you were just saying how uncomfortable you feel and how fake they are and weird they are. But so yeah, I don't feel entirely comfortable working with other YouTubers. Like I said, not all experiences have been bad. Like, some have just fizzled out and we just don't talk anymore. These two in particular, just, I don't know what happened. They don't like me anymore. I don't know what happened. And you know, there's one that I talked to. She's very lovely, and I hope to see her again soon. But that is it. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Again, I'm not naming names. I can't emphasize that enough. Don't ask me who this is because I'm not gonna say who. Yeah, so thanks for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong.